We have an absolutely spectacular afternoon. Picture perfect and a packed house at Bear Stadium in Conway for the 3A Baseball Championship between Harding Academy and Rivercrest. It is great to have you along with us this afternoon, Kyle Deckelbaum and Kevin Bohannon. And it's going to be interesting today because we're either going to have a three-peat, Kevin, in Harding Academy or a team in the Colts looking for their first ever state title.
That's right, Kyle. Harding Academy is no stranger to this game. They've been here 6 times in the last 7 years, but going for their second three-peat of the season, or of their tenure here. So Coach Shane Phillips is looking for his 6th title and 7th in program history.
A guy who's been around a very, very long time. Good look at Bear Stadium. And should be an absolutely picture-perfect afternoon. Let's take a look at how Rivercrest got here. They will be the visiting team today. And for Rivercrest, it began with a narrow 8-7 win over Mayflower, followed by a shutout win over Charleston, then another shutout win over Central Arkansas Christian to make it here to the title game. And Kevin, for Rivercrest, a slugger to watch is Kevin Morris.
And he is hitting in the 2-hole today for the Colts.
And Kevin Morris, quite the player to watch. Let's take a look at how Harding Academy got here. And this is a Harding Academy team that is used to playing here. They began with a shutout win over Walnut Ridge. And then for Harding Academy, a 4-1 win over Boonville, followed by a 10-5 win over Bismarck to make it here to match up against Rivercrest. And boy, the player to watch, Kevin, it's easy. It's Cade Smith for Harding Academy. We will see him on the mound. You see him warming up out there. You'll see him in a Razorback uniform next season.
Absolutely. Cade Smith, two-way player, going to Arkansas next year, like you mentioned. He's going to toe the rubber today, but he is a hitter at the plate. 494 is his average on the season. Get this, Kyle, his OPS, on base plus slugging percentage, is over 1,500. That's unbelievable in high school baseball. He's got 7 home runs and leads the team with 44 RBIs.
Yeah, he's the undoubtable #1 guy for this team, and we'll talk a lot about what he brings. Certainly a guy you may see as a two-way player in college. That certainly is hope, and that's something we'll get into as you see Harding Academy, a powerhouse, the two-time defending state champs. They've won 4 of the last 5, 17, 18, 21, and 22. 7 finals appearances, all since 2008. Shane Fullerton has quite the program in Searcy. For Rivercrest, meanwhile, the first state title game appearance since back-to-back appearances in 08 and 09. They have never won a state championship. Just 13 state tournament berths dating back to 1979. Take a look at the weather. Picture perfect day. And here's the batting order for Riverside. It'll be Austin Elrod, Kevin Morris, Connor Vaughn, Ian McLean, Jackson Kilburn, Joe Lewis Ralph, Jacob Atchley batting 7th, Ashton Cage batting 8th, and Kieran Morris batting 9th. They certainly have a tall task ahead of them. Cade Smith, as we mentioned, is quite the player. Moved from third base to center field this season, and we will dive into his story as just a picture-perfect day here in Conway. We had a little rain last night. We are ready for this one, though. It'll be Harding Academy and Rivercrest when we come back. You're watching the Centennial Bank State Baseball Championships on Arkansas PBS Sports.
What is it you're looking for this time?
The answer to a riddle.
So close to cracking the case.
It's very Agatha Christie. This is just beginning.
And then we can see it operate. And she has a surprise, of course. There it comes.
$10,000. Are you serious?
I am serious.
Oh, you're kidding.
No, I'm not.
Oh.
Your investment in this PBS station brings Antiques Roadshow into your home each week. Thanks for making it possible.
Getting set for first pitch. A fantastic crowd on this superb afternoon here in Conway and Bear Stadium. This should be a lot of fun for the 3A championship. Broadcast 11 of 12 between the baseball and softball games on this weekend of champions here in Arkansas PBS Sports. Privileged to be along with you for this one. Couple great coaches there, Shane Fullerton and Stephen Elrod. And Kevin, you and I were on the field before. I don't think there's two more calm coaches in America than these two guys right here.
Yeah, it may have been the situation, Kyle, of the duck. Everything calm on top of the water, and everything's just going 90-0 on underneath. So, yeah, talking to Coach Elrod, he went through their routine this morning. They went to Zaxby's, ran a little late, but they got to Conway about 11:30. And then Coach Fullerton, always cool, calm demeanor going in. One of the most fierce competitors in high school baseball, and I think anybody out there in the coaching fraternity would agree with that.
Well, Cade Smith, that we've talked about just a little bit here, an 85-pitch complete game in the opening round win over Walnut Ridge for Harding Academy. And he'll get the start on the mound for the Wildcats. He has a chance to perhaps play two ways. That's certainly his hope in college. So he moved from third to center field this season when he's not pitching, because the outfield is in play for him at the next level if he's going to be a two-way guy. And talking with Hog hitting coach Nate Thompson, this takes off the wear and tear certainly of his arm.
Yeah, definitely. You know, throwing across the infield, whether it's shortstop, third base, you see, think of Caden Wallace. Came up, he was a two-way guy at Greenbrier. He was 92, 93 on the mound, really good changeup, but of course, Caden, his hitting tool and hit for power were his best two tools. And Cade has the arm to play right field. And I think, you know, when he was a ninth grader at 15, he was clocked at 85 from the outfield. So just like you'll see today, he'll work in the upper 80s, 86 to 88, really good slider changeup combo. And it just, the hit tool, it's going to be hard to keep him out of the lineup. I know he wants to pitch at the next level as well, but I could see him definitely playing a corner outfield spot for the Hogs.
The Harding Academy team that was 15-7 in mid-April, and then their big three arms, Cade Smith, Levi Lang, and Kyler Hoover, got hot. It's the first meeting between these two teams this season as two teams start to head out here. It's Harding Academy taking the field. Rivercrest coach Stephen Elrod said this is the best team we've played this season. He knows it's a tall task, and I think it's fair to say, Kevin, that the key to this one might be, if you look at the statistics for Cade Smith and he pitches how he is certainly capable of pitching, can Rivercrest score enough runs in this game?
Yeah, you and I were talking before the game as we were headed out to the field that if Rivercrest can get 3 or 4 runs, that's going to be really good for them, because they're going to need probably at least 5, in my opinion. So Cade Smith is pitching the best of, you know, his career right now. Talking to assistant coach Chad Alvetti, he's filling up the zone. Cade is a real big strike thrower, so he's not going to walk very many. You're not going to get very many free passes against this Harding team, so they need Rivercrest needs to take advantage of that. Hopefully get a couple of hits and string them together to get a run across early.
It's a Rivercrest team that is 21-3. They were 11-1 in the 3-3A this season. They're a young team, 1 senior, 4 juniors, 4 sophomores, and a chance to do something that no team in program history has done, and that is win a state championship for this program in Northeast Arkansas.
Kyle, Rivercrest has beaten every team that they've played this year. Of course, they split with Harrisburg during the regular season, and they lost to Gosnell in the regional and district tournament. So they've beaten everybody they've played this season. One thing with Harding Academy, they have not lost to a Class 3A team since 2018.
That's something. It is something. Let's take a look at Harding Academy defensively. We've mentioned Smith on the mound plenty. It'll be Baker catching him. Around the infield, Levi Lang. And then how about the Hoover brothers up the middle? Kyler Hoover and Cam Hoover at short and second. Cayman Harris at first, Henley in left, Cam Pryor in center, and Hawks in right. Love when you see a couple brothers in the middle infield.
Yeah, they play off of each other, and I've seen them in the middle before. They're 1 year apart. You know, Kyler being a junior, just committed to Harding University last month, and Cam has really taken to his older brother this season, and it's fun to watch that double play combo up the middle.
Well, it was only maybe an hour and a half ago that UCA wrapped up its season on this very field. with a win over Eastern Kentucky to finish their season and win the series. And away we go at 4:11 on a Saturday afternoon. And the first pitch from Smith is a bit high to Austin Elrod, the left fielder and the only senior in this lineup, a .312 batting average.
Cade Smith pounding the zone right there. He's going to start out. Be interesting to see how he pitches Rivercrest lineup the first time through. Rivercrest has been very aggressive early in counts so far this postseason. See if they jump on Smith early.
Smith delivers a bit low.
You and I also walked the pitching mound earlier today, and we were talking about how slick it can be if you don't have those molded cleats on, and it's a little bit of an adjustment, and Coach Elrod stated that he's played on a lot of turf this season, so hopefully his pitchers will get after it.
On the ground, but foul. Yeah, we saw it in the Woodlawn and Palestine-Wheatley game last night, and that game, by the way, is a reminder. Look, Harding Academy is the two-time defending state champs, but you never know what's going to happen in these games.
That's exactly right. You know, Palestine-Wheatley, making their first appearance last night. They had only been to the semifinals twice, but they looked like they belonged last night. Jacob Hickman on the mound threw a complete game, limited Woodlawn to 2 hits. So, anything could happen in this great game.
Smith had offers from Oklahoma, Oklahoma State, and Kansas State. And that pitch just missing upstairs. He committed to the Razorbacks 2 weeks after his offer in the summer following his freshman season.
Yeah, I was at the game that Coach Hobbs saw him and offered him. We were playing the #1 team in 18U that season in the nation. Good pitch right there. Just Elrod fouled it back. But Hobbs offered shortly after that in Oklahoma State. And like you said, Oklahoma was in the mix. Roland Fanning, who's at Austin Peay right now, was the recruiter for Oklahoma State, and they were on him heavy. So Smith went with the Hogs in the end.
Good job by Elrod staying alive. Good battle here to begin this one.
Smith working the top of the zone right there. Elrod's worked it to a full count right here, and Smith can throw all 3 of his pitches in any count. That's the thing about him.
3-2 again. Good breaking ball in there. Strikeout #1.
Saw that really good curveball right there. And I say 3-pitch mix, but he's got a good 4-pitch mix there. You saw the 12-6 curve right there. He's got a good slider that's got good horizontal movement. Really has really good bite to it. He can snap it off at the end, but really good 12-6 curveball by Smith right there.
That'll bring up Keelan Morris. Check that, Kevin Morris. And the lefty watches ball 1 upstairs. One thing Harding Academy coach Shane Fullerton said too is Smith is pitching well. Emphasis on pitching. It's not just philosophy.
Yeah, and Cade could probably get a little bit more if he needs to.
Pops this one up into left field. Henley gets called off by Kyler Hoover.
Yeah, Kyler Hoover can cover a lot of ground out there. He was all-state receiver for Harding Academy out of the slot. Had a phenomenal state championship game against Malvern. He's a quarterback on the field, so if he calls for it 9 times out of 10, he's going to get it.
And so here's Connor Vaughn, the pitcher.
Vaughn is a UALR commit as an outfielder.
And the future Trojan check swing. He went. .450 batting average, .641 on base percentage. Leads the team in walks, 21, runs, 34. And extra base hits, 15 doubles on the season.
Yeah, anytime in high school baseball, if you can get double-digit doubles, so to speak, especially at 15, you're going hard out of the box every time.
Basically a double in more than half the games.
That's right.
A little bit outside.
Smith really filling it up with the fastball right now. Wouldn't be surprised if you go the change-up 1-2 right here. Work it off the plate.
Swing and a miss. 3 up, 3 down to begin this game. Goes Rivercrest, and here comes Harding Academy. You're watching the Centennial Bank State Baseball Championships on Arkansas PBS Sports.
for every moment, for every memory, from that first car to your first home, to your first child, and all the highs and lows that tomorrow might bring. For everything that matters most to you and your family, there's someone right around the corner dedicated to helping you protect what you love. Your local Farm Bureau Insurance agent. Farm Bureau Insurance. Real service, real people.
This month in Passport on the PBS video app.
Norma was one of America's very first black comedians.
To be a nun, you just got to live a nun's life.
And at 95, she's still doing it.
Joni helps me imagine the world because she's so vivid with her lyrics.
Celebrate songs of America's returning war veterans, co-written with top hit songwriters. These and other shows from Arkansas PBS are available with Passport on the PBS video app.
Let me take you for a ride on the baseline.
So here come the two-time defending state champion Harding Academy Wildcats in the bottom of the first inning. Let's take a look at their starting lineup. A bunch of guys with high averages. This is a very difficult lineup to work through for Harding Academy. It'll be Kyler Hoover to lead things off, followed by Levi Lang, and then Cade Smith. Isaac Baker's a 500 hitter. He's followed by Henley, Harris, Hoover, Myers, and Hawks. So Kyler Hoover, the shortstop, to lead things off here for Harding Academy. Sends this one to left field, and that is going to be caught by Kieran Morris. Take a look at the defensive alignment now for Rivercrest. And defense has certainly been key for them. Kieran Morris, Elrod, and Kevin Morris left to right in the outfield. It'll be Kelburn, Joe Louis Ralph at short, Cagle at second, Atchley at first, McLean behind the plate. And he's catching the future Little Rock Trojan Connor Vaughn on the mound. And the first pitch to Levi Lang.
Vaughn working the fastball right there. A little tune seam action. Has a really good sink right there at the end. But Levi Lang hit over 500 last year. And hitting over 400 again this season. Just a phenomenal hitter. He's going to Northwest Mississippi Community College next season.
Oh, 2 pitch from Vaughn to Lang. Gets a hold of this one into center field. Elrod comes in, finally found it, and makes the catch. Out number 2.
Moorhart Field Services providing precise original ground drone topography, serving the Midwest and South U.S. 24-hour delivery, survey grade accuracy. Visit moorhartfieldservices.com for details.
So now Cade Smith batting .494, a .605 on base percentage, .988 slugging. Absurd numbers. Watch his ball one. 16 doubles, 7 home runs, 44 RBI, 30 runs. Should I keep going?
Yeah. Vaughn really nibbling around the zone right there. That first pitch curveball to Smith, he really wanted. You're not going to get that in a state title game.
Vaughn working quickly. This is skied into foul territory. Vaughn runs over and makes the fantastic catch, falling backwards. So 3 up, 3 down goes Harding Academy. We head to the second scoreless game. You're watching the Centennial Bank State Baseball Championships on Arkansas PBS Sports.
Can you see her greatness? When you attend her games, when you cheer her on, or when you participate in any way, you support your community and make it better, and you will see her greatness. Join us as we pledge to increase the visibility of women's sports in our communities. It makes a difference when we all are involved. At Everett Buick GMC, we proudly support our local female athletes and encourage you to do the same. See her greatness.
Arkansas, what's in your attic? Find out what your heirlooms, antiques, and collectibles are worth. Join us for the filming of a brand new show, Arkansas Treasures. This special event happens at the Arkansas PBS Studios in Conway on August 5th and 6th. Tickets will go quickly, so guarantee your spot by calling or visiting our website. If your item and story are selected for filming, you may end up on our show. Your treasure may be worth more than you know.
1, 2, 3, turn up! Whoa. It's going up in here! Let's go!
At Wendy's, we're focused on what matters. That's why we've made our hamburgers square. When you want to experience the delicious taste of Wendy's hamburgers, square's the beef.
A great place to watch the game out there just beyond the outfield perch. Shaping up for what should be a couple good games to round out our weekend of champions here on Arkansas PBS Sports. It'll be Little Rock Christian and Valley View in the 5A championship following this one, as Ian McLean, the catcher, will lead things off here for Rivercrest in the top of the second inning. Both teams went 1-2-3 in the first. McLean, .442 average. In fact, one of 3 Colts with a batting average above 400. And the pitch from Smith, just missing.
Yeah, just a little low down right there, but back to McLean real quick. He's got 7 doubles on the season, 31 RBIs, and he's getting on base at a clip of .522 on the season.
It's no wonder when you start looking at the statistics of how these two teams got here. I mean, there are just some absurd numbers in these two lineups.
Absolutely. You know, between both teams, I think you have 8 combined that are over 400 on the season. Definitely some good hitters.
Popped up into left field. Catch will be made there by Kyler Hoover. One away.
Definitely a strategy early on by both pitchers to pitch up in the zone because the wind is blowing in today, Kyle. We saw that out there, and the ball's not going to get out of here. Maybe you can wrap it around the left field corner or the right field corner down there, a left-handed hitter, but you see that right there, Kate Smith working up in the zone. Hard to lay off that. It's got a good late rising action to it, and you're going to get a lot of pop flies with that.
Here's Jackson Kilburn, first pitch swinging on the ground. That's a fair ball. Bounces off the left field wall. Kilburn is headed to second. He'll be in there sliding safely as the ball heads all the way over to first. And it's the first base runner of the game. Rivercrest for the runner in scoring position.
A little errant throw right there. If it was on the bag, I think it would have got Kilburn. Lang, it bounced a little further away from Lang than what he thought. Left fielder comes in and gets it, and with a good throw, might have gotten Kilburn.
Another look, the sophomore. You know, we've talked about how much foul territory this is and how wide the foul territory can be, but that wall's right there that it sort of caromed off of.
That's right. It kind of kicked back towards the field of play right there instead of going into left field like it usually does at a smaller park.
So here's Joe Lewis Ralph, the shortstop, a sophomore.
Ralph has been one of the Colts' leading pitchers this year. He's got 88 strikeouts on the year for Rivercrest. May see him later in the game if Vaughn has to come out.
All name team as well, Joe Lewis Ralph.
Really good pitch right there by Smith, working at the knees. He can, like we talked about last night in the 2A game, Smith can work all 4 quadrants, up, down, in, and out.
Nice job laying off of that. You know, the amazing thing about this Rivercrest team, the story of their season, they have not played a home game. They are in the middle of building new facilities for the softball and baseball teams on their campus off I-55 there in Northeast Arkansas. And we talked to Coach Elrod before the game. He admitted, hey, it has been a headache all season. I mean, on the one hand, these guys are battle tested, but here's what they've done. They've played quote unquote home games at ECP and Osceola. They have practiced on neutral sites, to put it lightly. They've practiced mostly on turf. For example, their football field at home, which may help them in this one. But amazing to get here without playing a quote-unquote home game. Cam Hoover to catch there, out number 2.
Yeah, practicing on turf, and I'll go ahead, football turf that they practice on up at Rivercrest is a little different from what they're playing on. But you get a feel for how the ball is going to hop. You can feel the rig, the spin on the ball. Fly balls, it's about the same no matter where you're at, but picking up the spin, if you get a really good top spinner that comes at you, it gets on you really quick on that turf.
Coach Elrod told us they have had 5 actual practices on an actual baseball field. This is Jacob Ashley, the first baseman. That is stunning.
Yeah.
Now the facilities, when they finish them, will be gorgeous.
Yeah, $5.5 million is what I think he said they were. You got baseball, softball right there. He's got 2 indoor hitting tunnels.
In the meantime, a team without a home. Ashley, and this is going out of play. Baseball's such a sport of routine. To not know exactly where you're going to play your next quote-unquote home game is something, and make it to the state championship.
That's exactly right, and they played 24 ball games this season. Think a little bit more than half would be at home, but it's really funny. In '98 at Mills, we played 1 road game, and we played 31 games.
So that's a dream schedule.
Yeah,
there.
Totally backwards. But we were playing against Blytheville and Stuttgart, whose fields were not ready. They didn't have lights. So if we played double headers, they came to Mills that year, which is a very odd year, needless to say.
2-1 just missing.
Smith not really giving in right here, not leaving anything over the plate for Ashley. Don't want to give up that first run of the game.
Ashley's another sophomore on this team. It's been a little bit of a theme we've seen. Young teams making it here, and he draws the walk. Take a look here. First walk allowed.
Yeah, we talked about it earlier in the game that free passes were not going to be something that Cade Smith gives up much of. So Rivercrest needs to take advantage of it when they get them. First and second right here, 2 outs, big hit, you get 1 in.
Pitch just missing outside to Ashton Cagle, the second baseman.
And they're going to make a mound visit right here. At least Baker's going to go out and talk to, there comes Coach Fullerton right there. Kind of settle him down real quick. Don't be surprised if he gets back in the zone right here with his off speed. Get curveball slider working just to get that feel for the fastball again.
Early mound visit in the top of the second. Tell you the amazing thing, by the way, about Cade Smith. He has a chance to be a 7-time state champion. He has 3 in football. He was the MVP, by the way, as a quarterback in 2021. 1 in basketball and 2 in baseball. And oh, by the way, he plays golf too.
Coach Shane Fullerton right there, looking for his 6th state title. Of course, they started back Harding Academy baseball back in the '07 season. They went to the '08 finals. That got their first state championship.
This one, hard hit to left. It's chest foul.
But yeah, they're 6-0 in state title games. Coach Fullerton's been there for 5 of them, and of course he was the coach at Harding University before coming back down to Harding Academy, looking for their 6th state title right here.
Boy, I thought for a second it was going to land fair. Certainly would have scored 1. Kilburn's on second, Ashley on first for Rivercrest. Swing and a miss.
Yeah, Cagle did a really good job of getting on that high fastball. We've seen a lot of pop flies early in the game. Really good pitch right there by Smith. Right on the outside corner. Good 12-6 action.
1-2 with 2 down. He got him. Curveball right where he wanted it. And Rivercrest strands 2 in this scoreless game. You're watching the Centennial Bank State Baseball Championships on Arkansas PBS Sports.
Hi, campers. It's me, Blueberry. The countdown to fun starts in 3, 2, 1. Voila! Hold on to your hats, friends. Blueberry's Clubhouse coming back this
Centennial Bank is committed to you. Since our founding in 1999, we've become one of the nation's most trusted banks by remembering that you come first. By empowering our communities to reach their highest potential through our dedication to local charity, education, and exceptional service. Because we are proud to call Arkansas home. Banking with you in mind. Centennial Bank, member FDIC.
We never gonna stop.
The Children's Clinic of Conway and Greenbrier is a proud supporter of Arkansas PBS Sports. The Children's Clinic of Conway and Greenbrier, serving Conway and surrounding areas with locations at 2505 College Avenue in Conway and 10 Lois Lane in Greenbrier.
You're looking at some future Wildcats and Colts out there. Into the bottom of the second inning, it's 4-5-6 for Harding Academy. Isaac Baker, the catcher, leading things off here, a .500 hitter. 600 on base percentage, 670 slugging, 25 RBI, 27 runs and 10 doubles for the sophomore catcher. On the ground to short, playing the hop, the throw to first in time, one away.
Okay, you talk about Isaac Baker right there. It was really tough. He had some big shoes to fill. And Scorebook Live Arkansas Player of the Year, Gavin Alvetti, who's at Connors State right now as a pitcher and catcher. But Baker's done a tremendous job of filling in for Alvetti this season.
500 good. Here's Daniel Henley, the left fielder. Check swing, went around.
Henley a little anxious right there. Getting that first at bat. And first at bat jitters out of the way. Coach Fullerton teaches the two-strike philosophy of up, up, and up. So in 2 strikes, you'll see the Harding Academy hitters move up on the plate, up in the box, and up on the handle.
This one on the ground to short once again. Ralph throws over to Ashley. 2 down. So how about Vaughn? He's retired the first 5 Wildcats that he's faced.
Really smooth actions right there at shortstop by Joe Lewis Ralph. You see the arm strength. 88 strikeouts on the year. You can definitely see the arm strength right there. Looks really smooth and fluid at short.
This is Kanan Harris.
Kanan Harris, Coach Fullerton mentioned the other day, has been a pleasant surprise this season for the Wildcats.
They moved to first midway through the season, and the sophomore adapted quickly, hit the ball pretty well. He was actually sick during the semifinal. They had to pull him. And good to see him healthy and playing. Good pitch.
Yeah, Vaughn doing a really good job of attacking the zone right here, and talking about having to come out of the game. Coach Fullerton said the depth.
This is into right field. Going to be caught. Yeah, we've certainly seen the depth for sure for Harding Academy, although the first 6 batters retired for the Wildcats so far. So we remain scoreless as we head to the top of the 3rd. You're watching the Centennial Bank State Baseball Championships on Arkansas PBS Sports.
For every moment, for every memory, from that first car to your first home, to your first child, and all the highs and lows that tomorrow might bring. For everything that matters most to you and your family, there's someone right around the corner dedicated to helping you protect what you love. Your local Farm Bureau Insurance agent. Farm Bureau Insurance. Real service, real people.
This month on Arkansas PBS.
I know your grandfather will never consent to me.
Is it not perfectly dreadful, Harriet, to learn that our niece's honor is now certainly lost? Fearfully romantic, though.
Elizabeth? She's missing and I'm worried sick.
Mom.
You don't believe me?
You've got to stop all this nonsense. The world-famous thief.
Father Brown's friend and nemesis is in trouble.
Flambeau is now a killer.
For once, I'm innocent.
Only on Arkansas PBS.
Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers is a proud supporter of Arkansas PBS Sports. For those in the community looking for meal options after the game, Raising Cane's is known for their hand-battered chicken fingers and special sauce. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers, one love.
Kieran Morris, the left fielder, the 9-hole hitter, a .356 batting average on the season. And the 0-1 to him is skied into center. Cam Pryor moving over and calls everyone off to make the catch. Top of the order now, Austin Elrod, the left fielder. These are two pitchers, Kevin, that work with a tempo.
Yeah, they work pretty quick. Last night we had a little delay, and they were working through, get pitches off the card. But these two pitchers are rolling right now, Kyle.
Elrod caught looking to begin the game. .312 batting average for the lone senior on this Rivercrest team.
A lot of good young talent in the state of Arkansas, Kyle. We've seen it all the way through the first 5 ball games.
And I tell you, how about the talent in Northeast Arkansas? I mean, you think of Rivercrest, you think of Rivercrest, you think of football first and foremost.
Right. Yeah.
But there's a Northeast Arkansas flavor to these two games we're going to see. We'll see Valley View a little bit later in our last game. But the Northeast Arkansas baseball talent.
Yeah, Gosnell had a really good run. They were the #1 seed out of that regional.
This one into shallow right field, and the catch is made for out number 2.
We talk about Jonesboro had moved up. They had been in the state finals. Coach Mark Dobson done a really good job with that program. They were down a little bit this season. But Valley View, they've been on a run of late with Josh Allison making their 3rd straight state title appearance, going for their 2nd title in 3 seasons. It's just about every classification has somebody in Northeast Arkansas that challenged for a state championship this season.
This is the right fielder, Kevin Morris. Right out to short in his first at-bat. At Harding Academy in Rivercrest, it just feels like they play meaningful football games every single season. I mean, these are, and certainly a lot of these guys do play football, so these guys are used to playing each other in a lot of sports. Hard hit ball, right center field. Pryor, it's going to go over his head. He tracks it down and plays it into second, and that's where Kevin Morris will stop. It's the 2nd double of the game for the Colts.
Really good swing right there by Morris. You can see the athleticism and the power. Really good top hand strength right there from Morris. He was able to line that ball out instead of hitting it in. Of course, he hit it in the air, but he didn't get under it too much. And that's a shot right there.
It is, with the wind coming in. We mentioned how hard it is to hit it out of the ballpark, especially today.
Yeah, the power alleys are playing about a good 30, 40 feet longer, so it's 370 in the power alleys. You got to get it a good 400 to even get it to the wall.
Now Connor Vaughn. The pitcher batting .450. .641 on base percentage. You see the dimensions there. First pitch swinging.
And the 2nd time through the lineup here, seeing how it looks like Smith is going back to the breaking ball a little bit more. He was fastball heavy the first time through the lineup, Kyle. So keeping these guys on their toes as he works his way back through the lineup.
Two base hits in this game. Both doubles. That one's fielded at first for out number 3.
Great play right there by the big man at first base. Kanan Harris, talk about it. He smothered that really good hard hit ball. Jumped right on him.
And so they strand one more. They've stranded 3 in this game. We remain scoreless. You're watching the Centennial Bank State Baseball Championships at Arkansas PBS Sports.
People would come from miles around to come to 9th Street just to see what it was like.
I'm saying this was the mecca of entertainment in the South.
I'm gonna blow the roof off of this sucker.
We thought we was on top of the world.
Download the PBS video app or watch online.
Can you see her greatness? When you attend her games, when you cheer her on, or when you participate in any way, you support your community and make it better, and you will see her greatness. Join us as we pledge to increase the visibility of women's sports in our communities. It makes a difference when we all are involved. At Everett Buick GMC, we proudly support our local female athletes and encourage you to do the same. See her greatness.
Our Arkansas PBS Student All-Star is Dizzy Dean, a junior pitcher from Elkins with a 4.0 GPA. He is attending college to pursue a career as a football coach. Congratulations to Dizzy Dean, our Arkansas PBS Student All-Star.
And I know the question every viewer is going to ask, yes, he is related to the Dizzy Dean that played for the Cardinals.
That was going to be my first question. This one out to left field. Kieran Morris moving over into foul territory and runs into the wall. It's 7-8-9 for Harding Academy, who has been retired in order so far. This is Cam Hoover, the second baseman. He'll be followed by Brody Myers and Parker Hawks.
Well, really the only way you can tell Cam and Kyler Hoover apart is their jersey number. Close bat, their batting stance is the same. The swing is really the same too. It's got a really flat path to it. They can generate a lot of backspin.
Gets a hold of this one. Nice stop to prevent it from going into the outfield. But it'll be a leadoff base hit for Cam Hoover. And for the first time in this game, a runner aboard for the Wildcats.
We mentioned it last night, Kyle. You'll get to see how Vaughn works out of the stretch right here. Hoover went way off the plate to get that ball. It was in the other batter's box. That goes back to the two-strike approach we were talking about earlier with Coach Fullerton. Up, up, and up. Able to work that outside into the other batter's box.
So here's Brody Myers. We'll see if the first hit of the game leads to any offense for Harding Academy. Big cut.
Coach Fullerton has said at the bottom of his lineup has done a really good job of flipping it back over for the big hitters up top for Hoover, Lang, and Smith. That was key during their state tournament run. Let's see if they can do it today.
Myers swinging on a pitch upstairs, fouls it away.
Pickoff attempt right there by Vaughn. Not much of one. That wasn't his best one.
On the ground, that is a fair ball into the left field corner. Stopping at second is Hoover, and Myers is aboard, and Harding Academy is threatening here in the bottom of the third.
Myers took advantage of the pitch location right there. The catcher was set up off the plate in the other batter's box like it was against Hoover. Vaughn missed it by a little bit. Came in right there. Myers made him pay for it.
And so now Parker Hawks, the 9-hole hitter, the right fielder, squares up, lays down a bunt down the first base side that goes foul.
We talk about the home run totals, the batting average totals, but one thing this Harding Academy team can do, they can play the opportunistic baseball. A lot of people call it small ball. I refer to it as opportunistic baseball. They're going to take advantage of every opportunity they can to put the ball in play. And I know they work on bunting every single day in batting practice.
Hawks is a junior, began the year at first, moved to the outfield. His brother Bentley Hawks is a freshman who has a great future.
Yeah, Parker Hawks had a really good state tournament. Coach Fullerton was talking about it in our meeting the other day. Just stepped up big at the right time. The 9-hole hitter in the lineup, Kyle, is usually the second leadoff that, like we talked about, can flip the lineup over. Coach Fullerton talking to him right here. Got to get that bunt down. Got to imagine that, really big situation right here for Hawks.
First 2 runners aboard for Harding Academy here in the bottom of the 3rd. Parker Hawks facing an 0-2 count. And that one hit him. Bases loaded.
Oh, now he got the bat. Got him right in the helmet, yeah. Good job by our replay booth right there. Got him right on the helmet.
Here it is. That was the sound of it.
Yeah.
And so Connor Vaughn, who retired the first 6 Wildcats he faced, now has bases loaded, top of the order, Kyler Hoover. And that one gets away. Not deep enough, the runners will hold.
Big opportunity right there. McLean let it go through the 8 holes, they call it. Cam Hoover had a chance to take it right there. The ball didn't kick away far enough. It's tough to see back there in the shade as well, Kyle. Having coached on this field, you really can't tell how far the ball is because of the depth perception with the shading.
Kyler Hoover, a .375 hitter, .474 on base percentage, .594 slugging. 3 years in the leadoff spot for Harding Academy, and a Harding commit. He is staying home. That is as close as you can go.
Yeah, Harding University, of course, Coach Paul Simmons in football, and then Dr. Patrick McGahey in baseball. They've taken advantage of Harding Academy being right there.
You see Stephen Elrod, what a job he's done to navigate this Rivercrest team to the championship.
Only 3 losses on the season for this Colts team.
So what does he say to Vaughn there?
Get back in the zone. Get to where you were in the first 2 innings. There's no pressure right here.
2-0 pitch to Hoover. Swung on the ground, finds the gap and gets into left. 2 runs are going to score as the throw goes wide, and it's a 2-0 Harding Academy lead.
Really good job by Kyler Hoover right there. Not doing too much. You can kind of see his first at-bat kind of swung out of his shoes, but right there just puts the ball in play, hit it where it's pitched. Great job for Kyler Hoover to find the 6-hole right there. Look at that.
Out over the plate there and finds the gap, and so Hoover aboard, gets to second. Parker Hawks over to third. And a big swing and a miss from Levi Lang. Levi Lang is a hitting machine, and he is finally healthy. Pops this one up, and it's going to get out of play. .468 batting average. Just a superb leader, and his arm has gotten healthier. He's grown. Northwest Mississippi Community College commit. 6 home runs, 45 RBI. Big part of this Harding Academy team. Good eye inside.
Yeah, he's dealt with nagging injuries the last 2 years. He's had Tommy John surgery already, so you know, he was a Little Rock Trojan commit, had some injuries.
Sends this one into center field. Elrod will get under it with nobody out. Hawks will tag and come in from third. In fact, both runners advance, and it's 3-0 Harding Academy.
Good 2-strike hitting right there by Levi Lang. Got the ball deep enough. And you've seen right now, and these Harding Academy base runners are going to take advantage. Kevin Morris in right field has the strongest arm, so in center field and left field, they're taking advantage of those extra bases right now.
Timely hitting in this inning from Harding Academy. Here's Cade Smith, the pitcher, and that one gets behind him. Thought it may have hit him. Either way, run comes in to score. 4-0. So Harding Academy, who had the bases loaded with nobody out, gets all 3 runs in, and adding 1 more there, it's 4-0.
Smith kind of kicking himself right there. He knew that was the pitch to stay on and drive. He can work it to both power alleys. He's not a pull hitter. He's an all fields hitter right here, and he knows he could have got one to right center gap right there.
Well, now if you're Vaughn too, recenter, nobody on base.
You got to reset. You got one out, nobody on. Just get back in the zone here. Vaughn, actually, this is his second time to face Harding Academy. He faced them last year in the first round of the regional.
And he walks Smith. Courtesy runner here for Harding Academy.
It's going to be number 5, Jack City. His older brother, Jimmy City, won a state title with Harding Academy.
Oh, boy.
Vaughn's just losing his feel right here, right now, Kyle.
Second hit batter of the inning. That one running right into him. So Isaac Baker aboard, who, by the way, is the 500 hitter as cleanup. There's a good chance, 50% chance he may have been aboard regardless.
That's exactly right. And we talked to Coach Fullerton the other day, and he's like, look, you can't replace a Gavin Alvetti. And I kind of brought it up, a Moneyball reference. So how do you do it? You replace him in the aggregate, especially on the mound with Hoover, Lane. We've had a couple other younger guys to do it, but Baker's done a really good job of filling in behind the plate.
So the threat continues here. Daniel Hanley, the left fielder, with a chance to add to this 4-run inning for Harding Academy. That one gets away. Both runners will advance.
McLean having a tough job right now picking it up out of the hand behind the plate. Got a couple of balls kick off the mitt right here. It's kind of one of those things, Kyle, and we talk about it during football season with Pulaski Academy, how they beat the team before they get on the field because of the aura about it.
Henley into left center, and the catch will be made by Kieran Morris. Out number 2. Meantime, run comes home to score. 5-0 Harding Academy.
First baseman Kane Harris.
Ninth batter in this inning is Kanan Harris, the first baseman.
Never hurts to bat around right here.
Gets a hold of this one into center field. Elrod makes the catch for out number 3. Not before Harding Academy, though, puts a 5 spot on the board. You're watching the Centennial Bank State Baseball Championships on Arkansas PBS Sports.
Centennial Bank is committed to you. Since our founding in 1999, we've become one of the nation's most trusted banks by remembering that you come first, by empowering our communities to reach their highest potential through our dedication to local charities, education, and exceptional service. Because we are proud to call Arkansas home. Banking with you in mind. Centennial Bank, member FDIC.
The 2023 New Member Challenge is underway. We're over halfway to reaching our goal of gaining 2,023 new members by June 30th, which means we are closer to receiving the $25,000 challenge fund provided by individual donors and Arkansas businesses. If you recently became a new member or are already a donor to Arkansas PBS, thank you for supporting our station and the programs you love. If you are not yet a member, there is still time to help us reach our new member challenge goal.
Let me take you for a ride on the baseline.
Parents and fans, for a copy of any of the state championship games, go to mnmproductions.net to place your order. Mason Woolbright and his staff do a phenomenal job videoing our championship games.
Yeah, they sure do. Fantastic crew we've been able to work with all weekend here from Arkansas PBS Sports and M&M Productions, and everybody involved. It takes a big team to pull this off, and it's a lot of fun to be with them. Top of the fourth we go, 5-0 Harding Academy lead. And Ian McLean, the catcher, leads things off here for Rivercrest. Smith working quickly.
McLean looking to make up for the couple of pass balls last inning. Like you said, hitting .442 in the season. He's got 31 RBIs, 7 doubles.
Well, how nice of your Cade Smith, though.
Yeah.
Pitch with a 5-0 lead.
He's had the luxury of doing that this season. Of course, they've played some really good competition. Valley View twice, Little Rock Christian. And Cade Smith has thrown in a lot of those games this season.
Well, we've not yet mentioned the umpires, but here they are. It's Dennis Marshall, who you see there calling balls and strikes. Stan Sense at first, and Jamie Smithson at third. Second baseman Cam Hoover with the catch.
The umpiring crew today is out of Northwest Arkansas. A lot of good experience. Stan Sense has been to the finals before, and I know Jamie Smithson did a really good job 2 years ago with the 4A state final, calling under Justin Yates. So really good experienced crew on the field today.
We've talked a little bit about Cade Smith, but so last summer he's coming off a partially torn PCL and a sprained MCL, as you see Jackson Kilburn swing through that one, and a broken bone in his hand as well. Plus, listen, short on time, he made the decision to give up playing football and focus on baseball. And Coach Fullerton told us, you know, we have a culture of encouraging guys to play multiple sports. He said Cade not playing football shocked him more than not playing basketball. But certainly he knows baseball is his future.
Yeah, basketball being the sport in between, and that was really kind of Cade's third sport because he was the quarterback for the Harding Academy Wildcats.
2021 MVP.
Exactly. So that was big, and I know that they replaced him this season with a super sophomore. But it allowed Smith to get healthy. You know, the hamate bone injury last year, couldn't hit. He was out for 10, 11 ball games. So it was really good to kind of get a fresh body going into this season.
1-2 pitch, and a good job from Kilburn to stay alive.
Smith is really kind of overthrowing his fastball right here. Been really good with the off speed. The curveball and the slider have been working well, but just kind of overthrowing the fastball. And when he's not overthrowing it, he's pounding the zone.
I'm not sure what Dave Van Horn's plans are for him, but it is hard to play two ways for sure in college. You just don't see it.
Yeah, the last one we saw that really know about is Evan Lee. Of course, he's pitching in the Nationals organization right now.
Swing and a miss for the strikeout. Number 4 on the day.
Smith kind of shaking his head right there. It's funny because I know what he's thinking. I've been on the field with the young man. He's like, why can't I just do that every time? And he's his biggest critic. And
like most of us on the golf course.
Exactly. So, you know, when he was coming up, I compared him to Caden Wallace because of the build, the bat, and everything. But the work ethic is just the same.
Good curveball in there to Joe Lewis Ralph.
Yeah, he's going to work hard no matter what. And like we were talking to Coach Fullerton the other day, whether he was playing 3 sports or 1, he was going to get his work in no matter what, which makes me think he can be a two-way player at the next level.
Eventually, you got to settle on one way. I mean, we've seen Evan Lee now focus on pitching with the Nationals, and has had some success at the major league level.
Ethan Bates, who went to Arkansas as a two-way, never got to do anything on the mound, and now is a two-way player for Louisiana Tech. So just got to get the work in.
Shot right back to the pitcher. Soft toss to first to retire the side. 1-2-3 goes Rivercrest. You're watching the Centennial Bank State Baseball Championships on Arkansas PBS Sports.
What exactly did they get wrong?
That Arkansas values our teachers.
The House and Senate thought was very disingenuous.
Arkansas Week is celebrating 40 years of public affairs programming. From news analysis to election and legislative coverage, see why Arkansas Week has become a staple for thousands of viewers every week. Tune in Fridays and Sundays and stay up to date the rest of the week by signing up for our newsletter at myarpbs.org/signup.
For every moment, for every memory, from that first car to your first home, to your first child, and all the highs and lows that tomorrow might bring. For everything that matters most to you and your family, there's someone right around the corner dedicated to helping you protect what you love. Your local Farm Bureau Insurance agent. Farm Bureau Insurance. Real service, real people.
1, 2, 3, turn up! Whoa. What's going on, man? Let's go!
A special thank you to Conway Corp for the help setting up the event and broadcast. Conway Corp was formed in 1929 to support education in Conway, and more than 90 years later, serving the community and its educational needs to remain a core value. Learn more about the nationally recognized utilities provided for the community at conwaycorp.com.
7-8-9 hitters for Harding Academy. That's Cam Hoover punching this one into left field and gets down for a leadoff base hit for the Wildcats, who scored 5 in the last frame to take this 5-0 lead in this 3A championship.
Cam Hoover now 2 for 2 on the day. He started at last inning, started the hitting, started the scoring. So they put up another crooked number right here, Kyle. Could make for short work.
This is Brody Myers, now the DH. Cam Hoover, by the way, playing with his brother. Coach Fullerton told us he and Kyler go at it like cats and dogs, just that natural competitiveness.
It was funny, he mentioned that the other day. Kyler, I coached him in summer ball last summer, and him and Cam would always travel with him. You know, we were usually at the same complex, and they were their biggest cheerleaders as well, and that was big for them.
Feels like we have 19 sets of brothers in this game.
You got Hawks, Hoover, Morris.
1-2 now. Another good crowd. We've had fantastic crowds.
That's one thing Coach Harlan was talking about. He loved to see the community support.
Yeah, UCA coach.
Yep, for all the teams that come out here.
That one is high. It's 2-2. And perfect weather, too. We have had some weekend of champions where sitting on metal bleachers is not so fun. This one is lined into left. It's a fair ball. It gets down. Being waved home is Hoover, but he will stop at third. And so back-to-back base hits to lead things off here for Harding Academy in the bottom of the fourth. It's a double for Myers.
Brody Myers, really good two-strike approach right there. We talked about it earlier. Coach Fullerton has these guys programmed every time they choke up on the bat, gives them better plate coverage. He went after it right there. Coach Elrod looks like we're going to maybe making a pitching change right here to see if they can get something different going.
It was a slow walk out there that would lead you to believe that. Well, Vaughn battled early on.
Don't have anybody warming up in the bullpen right now, but I know Joe Louis Ralph is their other top pitcher. It looks like that's who they're going to be going with on the bump right here.
All right, so we do have a pitching change. Vaughn headed to the outfield. Joe Louis Ralph, the shortstop, will be on the mound, and we'll step aside while he gets warm. You're watching the Centennial Bank Baseball Championships at Arkansas PBS Sports.
We all know the best ways to take care of our teeth, like brushing twice a day and flossing once a day. But there's another small thing you can do that protects your teeth in a big way. If you or your child is involved in contact sports, wearing a mouthguard is important to protect teeth. Mouthguards cover teeth and gums to prevent and reduce injury to teeth, lips, and gums. There are several varieties of mouthguards, so you can find one that is affordable and easy to use. A mouthguard should fit properly, be durable and easy to clean, and not restrict speech or breathing. Talk with your dentist about which mouthguard is best for you or your child's needs. At Delta Dental of Arkansas, we're proud to be the champions of your smile. For more helpful oral health tips and information, visit www.deltadentalar.com.
Hideaway Pizza is a proud supporter of Arkansas PBS Sports, serving Conway in the central Arkansas area at 1170 South Amity Road in Conway.
New pitcher is Joe Lewis Ralph, a sophomore, and he'll come in to face the 9-hole hitter Parker Hawks, swinging on the first pitch and fouls it away. Joe Lewis Ralph, 45 2/3 innings pitched, 84 strikeouts to 22 walks, a 1.23 ERA. So Vaughn battled early in this game, retired the first 6 batters faced, but boy, this game went awry in the third for him.
Yeah, we really talked about it last night and earlier this game. Pitchers are different when they have runners on base. He retired the first 6, and when they started getting base runners on, it just kind of, something changed.
Three innings pitched, 5 hits, 1 walk. Swing and a miss, 2-2.
Looks like Ralph's got a little more velocity here, and I know the Harding Academy team, they've seen some of the best pitchers in the state so far this season, so the velocity won't bother them. They may jump on it a little bit better.
A tough Harding Academy lineup, 1 through 9, but it's especially tough when you face 9-1-2 to begin things here. And on cue, Parker Hawks out to right field, falls in for a base hit. Run is going to score to make it 6-0 Wildcats. Brody Myers advances to third as Cam Hoover comes in to score.
Yeah, no outs right there. Myers didn't push the envelope too much. He wanted to see the ball down. He kind of hesitated right there. That's why they didn't score the second run.
So now the top of the order, Kyler Hoover. Leadoff man, 1 for 2. Throw down to second, and in standing safely is Parker Hawks.
I was just about to say, we got a first and third situation here. It's been the first one we've had all day. Let's see what kind of defensive play they had, and they just threw it back to the pitcher, allowed Hawks to take it with indifference.
Kyler Hoover, the consummate leadoff man, 3 years in that spot for Harding Academy.
He is quick as a cat too, Kyle. I mean, he may not have the top end speed of some leadoff hitters, but he is very quick, really good feet.
Just a junior. He will likely be back in that position next year.
Absolutely. One thing we talked about earlier, Kyle, the top 3 hitters in this order, they all have more base on balls than strikeouts this season. You know, I think Hoover's only struck out.
That's worth repeating. Yeah. That's insane.
Yeah. Hoover's only struck out 9 or 10 times. Outstanding plate discipline for the top 3 hitters in this lineup.
Hoover swinging on 3-1, fouls it away.
Hoover getting back within himself right here. Tried to do too much right there. Of course, Ralph, we talked about the velocity. He had a little run, a little arm side run on that, kind of got up and in on Hoover's hands right there.
So a full count now. On the ground, it gets through. Another run's going to score. Hawks will stop at third as Myers comes in, and it's a 7-0 Harding Academy lead.
We talked about the flat bat path of Hoover earlier in the game for Kyler and Cam. We look at the replay right here. Look at that swing. Flat, drove it down the line. Great swing by Hoover coming out of the box.
So the Wildcats, with still nobody out, have added 2 more in this inning. And now Levi Lang. That one gets away. It's going to allow a run to score from third, and it's 8-0 Harding Academy.
Rivercrest with a lot of pressure right here. He had a first and third situation again, and it was almost automatic that Kyler Hoover was going to be still in second right there. Ball just got away from him. We didn't have a play.
Yeah, so Hoover advances to second. Levi Lang 0 for 2 with an RBI.
Had the sack fly last time, and as we mentioned earlier, he hit over right at a little over 500 last season. Just a pure hitter in this Wildcat lineup.
Lang and Hoover, by the way, they started playing together when they were 7 years old. And that one dribbles into center far enough for Hoover to slide in safely to third.
For the players,
unraveled for Rivercrest.
I know. It's just after the first 2 innings, 6 up, 6 down. The last 2 innings have just kind of spiraled out of control right here. Hoover seemed a little injury right there.
Yeah, did he grab his hand for a second?
Looked like it, and you know, these young men that haven't played on turf before, it's not the normal, you know, sliding zone that you have. So you may roll your hand up on a bag sometimes, and that's why we tell these young men, if you don't have to slide head first, don't slide head first. You got to hit and throw with those hands.
Well, he shook off his coaches there.
Tough kid.
I'm not coming out of a state championship game. See the slides back in there. Even takes a second for him to see that the ball gets by before he runs to third.
Yeah, I think he did it sliding back in. I didn't know if the ball got him or if he kind of jammed it up right there. But that's why he kind of paused, hesitated before he got up and ran.
Levi Lang, who Shane Fullerton calls a superb leader. And by the way, we congratulate Coach Shane Fullerton. His daughter was playing in the finals for soccer yesterday, and Harding Academy won their 3rd straight title, beating Episcopal 3-0. As Lang goes down on strikes, it's the first time Harding Academy has struck out in this game.
Yeah, I remember working the baseball cross-training camps for Coach Shane Fullerton back in 2012-13. She'd be out there kicking the soccer ball around the outfield, and it's, you know, shows my age a little bit, her in high school winning state championships.
So 3 straight for the soccer team. Girls soccer for Harding Academy, and their baseball team poised to do the same here. This is Cade Smith, 0 for 1 with a walk, and he round up scoring in that 5-run 3rd inning.
Joe Lewis Ralph right there wanting the strike. Ian McLean the pitch took him out of the zone right there. That's tough to do. The mitt goes below the knees. The umpire's not going to give it. And I know some of these young men are used to wider strike zones, and the state championship, it's going to be a truer strike zone than what you see during the regular season.
And you mentioned the key in this game for Rivercrest. I mean, do they have enough pitching to go toe-to-toe with Harding Academy?
Right, and you're starting to see the depth right here of Harding Academy, and they got through Vaughn, they're getting to Ralph. You just got to throw strikes right here and let your defense work for you.
Lang and Kyler Hoover are behind Cade Smith as far as pitching goes for Harding Academy. Those are two guys who could be #1 guys on a lot of teams. Pitch pretty well.
Absolutely. They relied on Hoover in the regional, and then he came back and had a sterling performance against Booneville. See that pitch right there, just a little outside. It was on the wide of the batter's box, so good call by the umpire right there. But yeah, Hoover had a complete game performance, and it set up Lang for the semifinal game against Bismarck.
3-1 pitch. Chop foul. Smith's plan, by the way, he says, when he gets to Fayetteville, is to be roommates with another pretty good player in the state, Ty Wade, Texarkana.
Yeah, Ty Wade, 13 home runs on the season. Of course, Arkansas High got to the semifinals, lost to Little Rock Christian 12-4. But what a year by Ty Wade. He threw 8+ innings in that quarterfinal win over Batesville that went 10 innings.
3-2 pitch is inside. He walked him. Well, the first walk allowed from Joe Louis Ralph. Coming off the strikeout, too.
Yeah, you're going to have a courtesy runner right here. I think number 5 is going to be Jack City. Back to the first and third of the inning right here. And Coach Shane Fullerton knows that 10th run on first base right there is really important right here if they want to get out of this game in 5 innings.
Still just 1 away in this inning. Harding Academy has added 3 more. Here's the catcher, Isaac Baker. Upstairs, throw down to second. Well, won't even throw. They'll be covering second.
And you saw that right there. There's a couple different ways you can play it in a first and third situation. You can throw it back to the pitcher. You can pump fake, go to third base, or you can throw through. And it's the situation dictates everything right there, Kyle. So we'll take a look at it right after this pitch.
The sophomore catcher getting a hold of this one, finds the gap into right field, scores 1, and it's 9-0, scores 2 in fact, 10-0 Harding Academy.
Baker doing a really good job of inside-outing that pitch. We talked about the arm side run of Joe Louis Ralph. He did just enough to get the barrel to it and drop it in for a hit. Really good job right here by Baker. Look at that. Get the barrel to it. That ball was on the inside part of the plate, Kyle, and he got the barrel to it.
Well, Smith and Hoover both scoring. That all-important 10th run.
Yeah, the run rule for our viewers out there is 10 after 5 in high school baseball in the state of Arkansas. So Harding Academy maybe looking to tack on a few more right here.
Yeah, and suddenly Rivercrest down to their final 3 outs.
That's right.
Daniel Henley pops this one up right back to the pitcher's mound. Much needed out number 2. Here's a look at what we were talking about earlier. And here's the sportsmanship rules.
Yeah, those were softball. Yeah, after 5 complete innings, the home team's ahead by 10 runs or more. And during the regular season, Kyle, it's if you have a rain out or anything, 4.5 innings if the home team is ahead. So that's the sportsmanship rule for the AAA.
So for the second time in as many innings, Kanan Harris steps in as the 9th batter for Harding Academy.
2 innings in a row that they've sent all 9 to the plate. The courtesy runner is Cade Pryor at first base right now for Isaac Baker.
Well, how about what we're on the verge of seeing here for Harding Academy? The defending 2-time state champs, they've won 4 of the last 5. They're on the verge of winning 5 of 6. 7 finals appearances for this program, all since 2008.
Yeah, that was I believe the second year. Coach Dennis Ryan, longtime Harding Academy coach, got the baseball program started back, and they got to the finals right away. One thing, Kyle, you saw the long set by Joe Louis Ralph, the pitch before on the 1-1 count, or the 1-0 count. There is a pitch clock in high school baseball. Actually, it's not enforced anywhere. We were talking about this at the 4A state tournament at Maumelle Charter with Dan Burrows and John Hannon, that there's a 20-second pitch clock. And just like the batter, just like in college baseball. It's not enforced, but if they could enforce the pitch clock right here.
Glad we haven't seen any situations where that would be called in.
Right. It would be a little bit of shock to the fans out there for sure.
We've seen the shot clock in basketball now added in Arkansas high school.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
Fantastic.
That's a great thing for high school basketball.
Watch more than a few teams pass around.
Four corners, baby. Dean Smith.
And it's a walk, and you see Joe Louis Ralph just sort of raise his hands in frustration. And the 10th batter in this inning will be Cam Hoover.
Up and out of the zone for sure right there, and it's above the belt. Usually you're looking at the belly button down to the hollow of the kneecaps for a strike zone.
Cam Hoover is 2 for 2 in this game. Look out.
Kind of buzzed the tower there a little bit.
Apparently his hand is okay, by the way.
Yeah. I think that was Kyler.
You're right.
Yeah, Cam's been playing smooth second base so far this year, and
this inning's been so long it'll melt your brain.
Good pitch right there on the outer third by Ralph.
Coach Shane Fullerton told us too, he's tried to slow things down and rest and remove the pressure this week for his guys.
Yeah, that's one thing, the last few seasons, Coach Fullerton, they've played 32 games this year. It wasn't an anomaly for them to play 37, 38 games and him max out the schedule against the toughest teams in the state. So, them getting here with 32 is a light season for these Wildcats.
Gets a hold of this one into right field. The catch is made. Out number 3. But it's a 10-0 Harding Academy lead, which means Rivercrest is down to its final 3 outs as we head to the top of the 5th of the Centennial Bank State Baseball Championships on Arkansas PBS Sports.
This month on Arkansas PBS.
The more time I spend in nature, I realize how fragile everything is.
Give nature a chance and it'll come right back. That's what we're asking for, is to give the right whale a chance.
The mystery ship thought Titanic would not sink. How could any ship leave a ship, especially of Titanic size, in distress?
Only on Arkansas PBS.
Can you see her greatness? When you attend her games, when you cheer her on, or when you participate in any way, you support your community and make it better, and you will see her greatness. Join us as we pledge to increase the visibility of women's sports in our communities. It makes a difference when we all are involved. At Everett Buick GMC, we proudly support our local female athletes and encourage you to do the same. See her greatness.
We never gonna stop. We never gonna stop.
Griffin Leggett Funeral Home is a proud supporter of Arkansas PBS Sports, serving the Conway area, located at 1751 Dave Ward Drive in Conway. Griffin Leggett, proudly serving our communities in Central Arkansas since 1936.
7, 8, 9 batters for Rivercrest, starting with Jacob Atchley, the first baseman who walked in his first at-bat. Facing the great Cade Smith, fouls this one away. Rivercrest needs 1 run to keep their season alive and send this game to a 6th inning.
Yeah, Smith entered this inning. That was his 59th pitch of the game, so he's still got a lot left in the tank.
He has held Rivercrest to 2 hits. He's allowed 1 walk. He has struck out 4 in this game.
Been pitching to contact quite a bit more this season, letting his defense work. That was one of the things that Coach Shane Fullerton talked about this season, becoming a better pitcher and evolving as a pitcher, not just a thrower.
Actually lays off that one. That's been fun to watch, Cade Smith. You know, sometimes you hear a lot about a certain player who attracts a lot of attention, and you don't always see their best stuff, as Ashley sends this one to short. The throw to first. One away.
ARCare is a proud sponsor of Arkansas PBS Sports. The ARCare network of medical clinics and pharmacies helps you to keep you in the game, playing your best. ARCare, so you can live your story.
Here's Ashton Cagle, the second baseman, caught looking at his first at-bat.
This is
the fifth inning. These guys are just seeing Smith for the second time.
That's exactly right. This is the culmination of Cade Smith's career right here.
Caught. What a catch there in foul territory. Excellent job, 2 away.
Hotel accommodations and sponsorship for the 2023 Arkansas High School State Baseball and Softball Championship broadcast provided by Hilton Garden Inn at 805 Amity Road in Conway and the Home 2 Suites at 820 Bill Dean Drive in Conway.
So Kieran Morris is the last hope here, the 9-hole hitter for Rivercrest.
Kieran, the younger brother of Kevin, good size. He's got a bright future in baseball here at Rivercrest.
On the ground to third, the throw across the diamond, and that'll do it. Here comes the dog pile for Harding Academy. 3 straight state champions.
What a run by the Wildcats this year. Finishing at 26-7, 7-0, Kyle, in state championship games now. That's Coach Fullerton's 6th state championship as the head coach for the Harding Academy Wildcats. Great thing to see for these young men.
They have now won 5 of the last 6 state championships. Harding Academy. Rivercrest watching, nothing to hang their head about. Quite the season for them. Quite the celebration. A little bit of relief there for Harding Academy. Total domination from the Wildcats. A 10-0 win. We'll come back, show you the trophy presentation, and wrap this one up in Conway. You're watching the Centennial Bank State Baseball Championships on Arkansas PBS Sports.
The Electric Cooperatives of Arkansas. Over 2,500 team members across 17 local electric distribution co-ops, powering homes, farms, and industries somewhere across Arkansas. We are the Electric Cooperatives of Arkansas. Power and people.
Want to see even more Arkansas stories? Subscribe to Arkansas PBS on YouTube for original productions, extras from your favorite local programs, behind-the-scenes videos, and our exclusive coverage of high school sports. All available on demand and all Arkansas made. Don't miss out on more great Arkansas stories. Subscribe now.
We all know the best ways to take care of our teeth, like brushing twice a day and flossing once a day. But there's another small thing you can do that protects your teeth in a big way. If you or your child is involved in contact sports, wearing a mouthguard is important to protect teeth. Mouthguards cover teeth and gums to prevent and reduce injury to teeth, lips, and gums. There are several varieties of mouthguards, so you can find one that is affordable and easy to use. A mouthguard should fit properly, be durable and easy to clean, and not restrict speech or breathing. Talk with your dentist about which mouthguard is best for you or your child's needs. At Delta Dental of Arkansas, we're proud to be the champions of your smile. For more helpful oral health tips and information, visit www.deltadentalar.com.
High fives and handshakes for Harding Academy, playing all season with a target on their back yet again, and they complete another dream season for the Wildcats. They are now the 3-time defending state champions. They have won it all in 2017, 2018, 2021, 2022, and now 2023. Total domination in this one. Let's show you how it happened, and this was just absolutely impressive from Harding Academy. As you see the trophy presented there to Rivercrest, and the 3A state runner-up, take that one back up I-55. This is a team that did not play a home game on their own field this season, and yet made it all the way here to the state championship. Quite the job there from Rivercrest. And now the trophy to Harding Academy, which may as well be called Titletown at this point in Searcy.
Yeah, 2 years ago, Kyle, they had the sweep: baseball, basketball, and football.
It's relief to a certain extent more than anything when you win 3 straight, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And Coach Fullerton, as we saw before the game, the nerves are always there, like they were for Coach Richardson last night. Like you said, they've had a target on their back the entire season. They went wire to wire as a #1 team. So they lived up to it, and state champions once again for the Harding Academy Wildcats.
All right, let's show you how this one happened. And boy, it was a tight game through the first couple innings between these two, and then it all unraveled for Rivercrest in the third. You saw Rivercrest, they never really challenged Cade Smith, but how about Harding Academy all over the starting pitcher Vaughn, taking advantage of every miscue, batting around in the order in the third, scoring 5 in that inning to lead 5-0, and they add to it in the fourth, batting around +1. Again, you see the celebration there from Brody Myers. This was total domination in this one. Harding Academy adding 5 more in the inning and taking advantage of every miscue. And now in the 5th, on the ground to third, that does it there. And you love seeing that dog pile celebration as Harding Academy celebrates.
Your state tournament MVP for Class 3A is Kyler Hoover for the Harding Academy Wildcats. Hoover had that shutout, or he had a complete game performance against Boonville in the quarterfinals, and then today just played a superb shortstop. Came out, went 2 for 3, scored 2 runs. Great job by Kyler Hoover, the junior, who will be back next year in the leadoff spot, no doubt.
Yeah, okay, could have been Cade Smith, could have been anybody for this Harding Academy team. Congratulations to the Wildcats. Boy, are you and I looking forward to this next game, the final game of this weekend of champions here in Conway. Little Rock Christian and Valley View should be an excellent one. You're going to want to tune in at 7 o'clock, so a little under 90 minutes from now. We can't wait for this 5A championship tonight. Until then, for Kevin Bohannon and our Arkansas PBS Sports crew, I'm Kyle Deckelbaum, saying congratulations to Harding Academy and so long for just a little while.